Okay, let's start the timer. Let's try not to die this time. That was a bad combination, having like the big ship. Big ship with a boss that does a lot of damage. We already hurt because from those constant like falling on those bombs thing. Alright, let's get back down there. So we could just boot it over there. So hopefully we don't get a lot of encounters. Oops. I gotta reselect my emulator so Turbo works. Here. Alright, I'm gonna mute the mic for a bit while I'm on my way. Yeah, the music is repetitive, the combat is repetitive. The game is all about repetitive. It's probably the biggest issue with this one. It's basically the slog. You're just doing the same thing over and over. You may get a new coat of paint when you go to a new area, but otherwise it's the same stuff. think this game is bad enough to be a 2 out of 5. Like, definitely has repetition. The counter rate is way too high for the length of the battles. Save points are a little too far apart, but overall it's not a bad game. It's just... It could definitely have been a lot more. Could have been a lot better. So yeah, it's another 3 out of 5. We got a lot of 3 out of 5s recently. Got a lot of like meh games, like games that are okay to play, but most people will probably like just get bored of halfway through and just dump. Yeah, exactly. Be giving a new version a try, unless they come out with the physical version, which is unlikely, probably not. One second, I forgot to bring in a napkin. I'll be back in a second. Man, my mouth was dirty. But yeah, hopefully they improved a lot of stuff in the remaster, whatever the hell they're doing. Like making the automatic firing speed this speed, not this speed, is gonna help a lot. Just to alleviate the mashing stuff. Lowering the encounter rate, not having like 99 enemy encounters, or at least giving you the ability of like escaping from encounters if you need to. Or better yet, just turning them off. You know, give me an Earthbound style like insta win if its enemies are like really weak. It's like, you know, when I need 10,000 experience to level and enemies are dropping 1 XP each, like, why am I fighting these things? Lie like a girl. This ship plus a boss encounter is a really bad combination. In hindsight, I should have bombed. I used the bomb there when he was shooting, but hindsight. XP for those. More alien booty included as one of the affixes. Reduce frequency of random battles, thank you. Experience points increased, improve overall pacing, thank you. Player movement speed increased during top-down adventure sequences, thank you. Auto fire rebalance and all shmup weapons, thank you. Improved map with goal markers. Thank you. Additional save points. Thank you. So it's like all the complaints I have are like pretty much. Hitboxes modified for all ships, bullets, and enemies. I don't really notice hitboxes being an issue too much, but improved player detection for moving platforms. Yeah. I mean, is that many moving platforms? But yeah, I mean, just like this example here, like this area here, like why didn't they put a save point before this area? Some areas you seem to have a lot of save points, and some areas you have like no save points at all. Like it's such a weird balancing thing. But, I mean, overall, it's basically the same game, so yeah. So if anybody wants to play this, wait for the remaster. I don't know if it would, like, balance out the tedium. You always see less random encounters, but you're still overall playing the same game, which isn't that amazing or anything. It's okay. But it would probably bring it from a 3 out of 5 to like a 4 out of 5, maybe. If that was like, was with the original game. Yeah, we're not using that one. Too slow. Yeah, hopefully they increase the speed of those missiles. Like, here's some missiles that are like +3 attack. It's like, yeah, with the speed that these things work at, +3 attack does nothing for you. It's like, it's, you know, it's like 50 times slower, but +3 attack. Big ship again. Listen. Okay, bomb this time. Bomb the shit out of them. This is the worst ship against bosses. Hard to dodge when you're like the size of the boss. It was good. Got some food. Ate some food. Yeah. I mean, last era, not going to say the last era, but it was definitely the era where a lot of companies could experiment and not lose a lot of money if it didn't sell all that much. Nowadays, you know, when games are costing like millions upon millions of dollars to make, you want to try to get a sure thing. So you just clone all these other games that are popular, and the game completely flops because there's already too many of those games on the market. So companies are worse off now because they're doing stuff like that. I don't know. It's weird. Oh yeah. Got my water right there. The physical pre-order? Like the DX version is like a GBA one, or is it going to be like ported to like is it like a Switch port? I didn't even check to see what it was, but either way, if it's basically the same game with just like some quality of life stuff, there's no point in replaying it. Yeah, XP miner didn't seem to be all that useful, unless there's like a lot of XP you get from those. Exactly. Unfortunately, there's not really much of a market for that stuff on consoles. There's no really dedicated, there's no handheld like back in the day that they could do that stuff on. Nowadays it's basically mobile, but good luck trying to be noticed on any sort of mobile platform with that kind of stuff, so it's just very hard to do nowadays. It's just nothing really designed for that. Right, it was refreshing playing again, made you appreciate more using the time period. Yeah, Rido's was okay. I'm interested to see how the second one is going to be. But yeah, the era of small games, I mean, it's basically digital now if you're going to do that kind of stuff, and again, there's just so much... It's really hard to get noticed. That's the biggest issue. When you have physical releases, at least getting noticed, you know, is a little easier because you have, like, you know, space on the shelf in a physical store. That's just not the, it's just not how it works nowadays, so... You get the occasional indie release that gets popular and, you know, does well, but for every Balatro and Undertale, you get, like, other games that are probably great games, but just get completely unnoticed amid all the asset flip crap that gets put out on eShops. Yeah. That's the thing, I mean, that should make them aware that people are just sick of this AAA crap that they keep pushing out. You just keep puking out all this crap that nobody wants. They keep trying because, you know, if one of those becomes big, then they make a lot of money. That's all they care about is the money. And yeah, these indie titles are selling like they never were before because people want these smaller experiences. They want these single-player, you know, no DLC, no pay-to-win mechanic experiences. Developers gotta make their cash, even though by attempting to do so, they just lose a lot more money. Like, what's the last AAA game that actually sold very well? You know what I mean? I mean, you're always gonna have this stuff like the NFL and all that stuff that sells, because there's always people that just buy all that crap forever. But it's, you know, until GTA 6 comes out. I mean, GTA 6, of course, is going to sell like a bajillion units because, you know, it's GTA, but other than that... Yeah, that's the one I was missing. Yeah. Unfortunately, that's basically indie games nowadays, and you just have the discoverability issue, so... I think I've explored everywhere here. In terms of like big game studios making their own little indie-ish hits, that's like rare. You know, Squeenix had stuff like that Tokyo Game Factory thing, which, as far as I'm aware, they don't have anymore. Like, a lot of companies now are just going to, like, they're just doing remakes and remasters because that's the stuff that sells and it's cheap to do. And I don't count any sort of online game. No MMOs, anything that requires online, because by the time I would ever get to those games, there's a very good chance those servers are shut down and stuff, so it's better not to have them. get out of here. Yeah, I think those other yellow spots had things I had to like fly across to get. I find a save point. Gotta find one first. So few and far between. ×2 things back on these like super low level areas. So if we make that, or if there's like a flying boost thing, probably not. Alright, anything good? What's the difference between that and the options? Double node, orbit. Oh, okay. The orbit. Alright, yeah, that's definitely better. That'll help hit those middle sections, especially when with the big ships. Nice. One of the problems when you have those big ships, they're like so far apart, it's really hard hitting anything that's like right in front of you. Yellow section. So we go around the top edge first. It's a one-way path. So we go this way. Yeah, like this ship here has a really hard time hitting in the middle because it's so big. Not anymore. Although I guess sometimes it is better having like the shots going in the same spot, because, you know, that way if you're trying to kill an enemy that takes like 5 shots to do, you're gonna have 5 shots that are gonna go in the exact same spot. But I think in most of these areas it's probably better just having this. Yeah, it's the best. But I mean, usually you have the regular weapons on top of that. This one's like, nope, that's all you get. The speed is the same. It feels like it's slower. Still having the random earthquake thing when you're on this one screen. Yeah, sometimes it's kind of hard to hit something when it's just like every shot seems to be dodging it. Maybe I'll go back to the other one. I'll try it for a bit. So save Deva since the let's make sure we do that. Right. West. Something in this area here. still on the double ×2 thing. Switch over to the bubbles again, fighting level appropriate things. These things are hard to kill. These weed things when you're doing like half the damage, pretty much. Yet to find anything better than Bubble. I mean, the other ones could potentially be better in terms of, like, attacking more enemies or whatever, but in terms of just pure damage output, can't beat the Bubble. There's nothing here. Funny if you can get encounters where you're flying. Suck. Do a lot of damage. Like a fifth of my health in one shot. Good. Out a lot of the stuff in the end of this place, sort of healing things. Super vampire. It's a better vampire on the 10th impacts. This one just on the 10th impact. Yeah, it's basically the same thing as this, but just like slightly better. Just completely overrates the other one. Significantly health. Or significant health is gained. Let's try it out and see how much significant health is even. So we can actually try it. As soon as I opened this up, I was like standing on top of one. Oh, no worries. No sub needed. The view is what counts. The enjoyment. I'm here for myself more than anything, just enjoying playing all these games that I've never had a chance to play. Oh, man, we're getting all the ones at the end. We get a super XP miner. So what was the point of picking up the stuff in the other area? Like, literally, like, the same planet, just in a different area, you get better versions of stuff you found in the other area. Like, why? See if this is something you found like way later or something like that, but no, like literally in the same place. Try that. Hey, give me an encounter so I can try that vampire miner thingy. Yeah, it's not that much help. I'll have to pick it up, which is stupid. I don't think we'll... Maybe if I run one of those boss... like one of the boss runs there. Just because that'll give me... well, especially when I'm fighting the boss, it'll give me some healing during the boss fight. So that could help, but other than that, let's try this for the hell of it. I think I explored everywhere in this area. This is like a hidden one somewhere. I think they'd be able to put something that's like off the screen where you'd actually be able to like fly to it without running out of power, so... Bones. Get him. For once I actually use my bombs. I'm so bad at using items. Can we like find some ground, like mine? Alright, let's see how much this is. There's like no experience. It's like 20 or something like that. This is like the big one too. Some ground so I can try to mine it. He was like, no. I'm not gonna give you any ground at all. Come on, game. I just want to try to mine more. Fine. Either way, it didn't seem like it was much. It was like 20. I think I saw the other one, but the regular miner is probably like 10. Something stupid. It's basically negligible. Just can't scroll to the other side, you gotta do it the long way. Go back to my old standby. I don't think anything is gonna beat Bubble. Unless I find like a new Bubble equivalent that like actually hits the same enemy. I'm not sure if that's intended, but it seems to work pretty well. Alright, so I think we basically, other than that one barrier in the bottom right, I think we've cleared out this planet. Switch I need to hit somewhere. times 2 thing. In these little low areas. Care about getting 1 XP, 2 XP per enemy kill. Not gonna get me to 10,000 anytime soon. Your girlfriend, he said, "I love you." She said, "Is that you or the beer talking?" I'm talking about the beer. Good old beer. As long as the beer doesn't answer back, then you need another beer to shut it up. We're just going back to the sand planet now. But we can't go to the other planets. What was the second one we went to? I think it was the fire planet. Either way, until we get the barrier thing, at that point we need to go back to all the planets, assuming it lets us. Seems to really limit where you can go. Diagram even mean? I don't think there's... pretty sure there's no elevator on the opposite side of the base. Simon, there you are. How come you ran off like that? Later, something's not right here. I'll check it. Offline. Talk to the commander in a while. Oh, was gun data in the middle of this thing? I guess I didn't have the scanner out when I was here. It's rare you get gun data like in a starship. I wonder if I missed some, because I don't think I've had the scanner out in a lot of those starships. Burst into deadly shards. Aww. Try it. Where is everybody? The virus and the antivirus, they're gone. It must have been Scarlet. I never should have trusted her. Hang on, it could have been Professor's art. Antivirus would have taken longer to incubate, so whoever the thief was would have needed to either wait until both were done or steal them separately as they were completed. Scarlet would have waited for the antivirus. Lizard only needed the original virus and the genome, so there was a time span between suspects. Need to find out when the crew went missing. Search the control center for clues. Okay. Gun data. It better be good, Recker. It's good, alright. Someone's made off with the virus. And that germ you were willing to sacrifice the entire Earth fleet for, it's gone without a trace. No, it's quite safe. How? You think Scarlet Keys has it? I have it. That's impossible. Recker, I gave it to Commander Tierney. What? Bloon's a double agent? What? Bloon? What on Earth are you... Are you on Earth? You know, Recker, war affects the lives of many people. Some will go to great lengths to see it end. You were working for Tierney all this time? No, of course not. But after our last meeting, I was able to trace your line back to Commander Tierney. I'm sorry, but you gave me an opportunity. I took advantage of it. You truly believe that giving this virus to Earth will save your people? Did our good Commander Tierney tell you its true purpose? Bloom knows that it's not meant to eradicate the Krill people. Its sole purpose is to kill the alien matter. Recker, you were right. Alien matter is a bioweapon. The Krill find all 6 planets first, they will use it to destroy Earth and many planets after it. I believe that tyrannical overlord and the High Command are working against the people's interests. What, a tyrannical overlord is working against people's interests? No. That's why I went to Earth. I suppose Tierney promised to use the virus to kill the alien bioweapon? Yes. If you infect the alien matter, what will happen to the 6 planets? They will, unfortunately, become uninhabitable. And I'm sure one of them is going to be Earth, right? Or maybe the Krill home base? Well, looks like I didn't get that memo. Slime, I can explain. Don't bother, I heard enough. It's Mr. Tierney I want to talk to. Hello, Slime. I've heard impressive things about you. Damn it. In my hand is the antivirus created from the original strain. But Bloom stole it. I didn't know about any antivirus. Just believe me, the virus was the only thing in the lab. That's because the antivirus has not incubated yet. Looks like we're in the driver's seat now. Recker, I order you to seize that antivirus. We will just call up the tyrannical overlord. I'm sure he'd love to have it. But no. You're relieved of duty. Return to Earth immediately with the antivirus or you will be charged with high treason. I suppose you will report me through the proper channels. The same way you arranged that shindig with the high-ranking Krill officer. Bloom. Has he introduced you to anyone else around the office? Gone out for coffee? Cool down. This is all a solo act, isn't it? Does anyone else even know you ordered me to destroy the fleet? Or gut that mine? Who are you accountable to? No one. You can't threaten me with implicating yourself without including whatever. What do you want? There are still 2 planets out there. If you're willing to pull me out of that, you must know of at least one other. What would you do with that information? Steal the bioweapon for yourself. I'd do that before I'd put it in the hands of you or the Krill Overlord. Do not bring the antivirus to the Krill. Can we at least agree on that? Sime? He gives us the name of the 5th planet. I don't know which is the 5th planet, but I can explain the method you can use to find it. Go on. Recker, you realize this information will not help you. You do this and there's not a home to return to. Earth Krill, everyone wants you dead. I'll hope for a stalemate. Talk. When the first human POW leaked information to Earth about the bioweapon, implanted probes on any unstable planet within range of the Krill's influence. With 3 of these probes, we could triangulate based on long-range resonances. Within days, the probes were discovered and jammed by the Krill. Only managed to get locations of 2 planets in time, the Forest Planet and the Ice Planet. We immediately set up bases on each of these to find other ways of identifying all 6 planets. So these probes are already on the 4 planets we know of. Easy, we only need 3 after all. Unfortunately, one of them was the entry point for the forest mining operation. Yeah, I pretty much blew that place up. So that's it then. We'll hold on to the antivirus. You're lying. Go straight into the tyrannical overlord. Time for deception has passed. And Recker, you're on your own. Over and out. Well, Sime, anything you want to ask me about Tierney? My mission? I think I got the picture. Are you surprised? No, not really. I suspected you were soft on Earth for some time. The sob story about your friends. Was that just cover? I wish it was. But no, I was never convicted and sent to some space prison. The only reason I'm out here in the first place is to raise my guilty conscience. I don't appreciate being lied to, but I suppose I did some lying of my own. I don't have the antivirus. This is from a beverage machine. Holy moly, you bluffed your way through that entire conversation. I didn't become an officer at my age by being a pushover. So where's the antivirus now? Let's think it through. We know Bloom didn't get it. At least Professor Zard or Miss Keys. It was Scarlet. She couldn't have gone far, because she'd be on foot. With Zart, I need to plot every course and check Krill docking logs. Fun stuff. We can't wait on finding the 3 probes. Boone was probably on his way to find them first. You'd better go solo. I'll find Miss Keys. I'll set up a frequency for the probes and our comm systems to share. That way we can use them as long-range radios. Probes must be on the fire, ice, and sand planets. We'll find them. Recker, yes? I'm still your superior. Lie to me again, and I'll kill you. This can't be good for a relationship. Alright. So now we get to revisit those other planets. I'll have to make a note whenever I see, like, any of those barriers that we can't cross. Unfortunately, I never made notes of where we needed to use, like, the... We have access to all the planets now, actually. Alright. At least this planet is relatively small, so... Shattering bullet things are doing any additional damage to them. It's doing damage to its neighbors, but not like the other dude. Open the doors. If there's anywhere here we need to fly. 50 something last time I checked, but I didn't get a lot of XP in the last place. 58, almost level 60. Oops. Fly up here, so... There was one on the right side. I know we couldn't go to the orange area, so there was a barrier. XP ball like just behind me. I didn't notice. I don't know why it wasn't floating to me. The sand planet, bottom right orange. couple caves where you had to like jump across pits, but those were in the previous planets. There's a bunch in the fire planet. Let's go up. Give you a bonus for clearing the area with the cargo ship or the... I guess it's more of an aircraft carrier than anything. This is where we needed the flying. so slow. There's something in the sand for a second. It's like, nope, not me. Does a double shot if you use its own built-in weapon. Not that anybody at this point in the game would ever use the ship's built-in weapons. We haven't been hitting those like 99 enemy encounters, thankfully. Small blessing. Better bubble? No. Totem. Stone chunk is created that falls and explodes on impact. Let's see if that's similar to the bubble. If it hits the same enemy, then it could potentially do even more damage. This We got the bubble like really early on, and I've yet to find anything that's better than the bubble for just damage output. Like shoot inside of the how am I supposed to hit the boss? Doesn't have much of an opening cycle here. Wow, this is a bad boss. It's like a very small chunk where you can actually get a shot inside. Fortunately, with these like spinning options there. Use a lot of bombs there. Angel cannon fires shots in a wide forward array. It doesn't shoot straight forward, so that's pretty shitty. Do seem to disappear right away, so I'm thinking they might be hitting the enemy twice. I see them exploding in chunks or whatever. Where'd my other option go? What happened to my second option? Did that get destroyed? Yeah, maybe. Either way, it doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it's hitting the enemy like the bubbles were. Yeah, maybe they can get hit by my own dudes. Back wheel standby. gotta say, these bubbles are definitely, oh wow, I feel like a mini boss there. Bubbles are definitely like the most powerful impact weapon by a good amount. I'm thinking they probably screwed up and they didn't intend those bubbles to hit the same enemy. They would have just like floated up and hit the enemy above it, then it wouldn't have been anywhere near as good. But the fact that it almost always like hits the same enemy and just basically does double damage. Alright, this is the barrier here. Cycles through so many things to get the weapon I want. It really sucks. I've fought a boss in a while in this area. It's one of those that comes out of these things and like always comes out of the one that... This is a bit of a... This is enough of a gap between the first area and the front that you just stay in the front. Places to jump off. This one's probably a little too big though, so the front one will probably hit us. That much damage. Big area. Another shield thing. What is that? Curse. Ship loses health with each shot, but refills to max when victorious. like, I'm assuming this is like when you beat a random encounter, you'll get full health. But no. I'm good, thanks. That sounds awful. I mean, if you're taking a lot of damage most of the time, it could be good, potentially, but odds are if you're going to constantly need health, you're probably going to have a very good chance of, like, dying in the middle of battle by doing that. Got to do that. Like, all places I could, like, jump down. There's a barrier there. Could jump down there. Obviously, if you're fighting like a chapter boss, a long section followed by a boss, that would be the absolute worst thing to have. Generally, you know those are coming up, so it's not like you're gonna walk into that like, oh crap, I forgot to unequip this curse. What speed does that one give me? 400. I wish I could, like, use my gun and this at the same time. Is this... How's the beacon? A probe, whatever. Son, come in. Go ahead. I found the first probe. I hope changing the transmission frequency does the job. Don't know until you find the next probe. Get out of there and haul your tail to the next planet. On a giant personal massager. I knew where on the screen I was. Such a big area. There's a lot of places you could drop down, which means there's a lot of potential for places you have to jump down and like use the stomp or whatever. So this is where we came in, but yeah, we did come in this way. Yeah, I guess it puts us to the bottom left side of the map. Sweeper. One helper node moves horizontally back and forth. Seems awful. Why would you... What's the difference between this and just like shooting normally? Like you could hit something that's just barely behind you every once in a while, but that's about it. Like this one here at least has like some, you know, use if you didn't have the two helper thing. Or the rotating helper, but this one just seems absolutely pointless. Let's see if we have like a something we can like jump down just before or after the barrier. Assuming they wouldn't let us like jump between the barriers until we have the ability of, you know, bypassing those barriers, otherwise we would just be stuck there. Then again, no, yeah, that was the opposite side. Is that the barrier that... I think it's the same barrier that we saw on the other side, so we don't need a way through this barrier, because we just still go on one side or the other side. So there's no point in returning here unless breaking the barrier does something. I think we've explored everywhere in this section. I think this thing would have a better, like, built-in gun or something. It does not. Bad ship for these bosses. Smaller ships can, like, come on, really? Stop being the front ones. Stop it. At least it's not doing that much damage. It's still annoying as hell, though. So basically, other than that one barrier on the right, bottom right, I'm assuming the barrier I saw in that big area was all it does is just give you a bit of a shortcut. I don't think there was anything between those two. I don't think there was two barriers. I think it was just one. So, which is weird considering the barrier does nothing unless like. So instead of passing them, you like destroy them and they actually drop like a gun data or something. There'd be no point going back there. 99. It's almost done. Have to give us 99. Once we get to the final like dungeon of this game, I bet you every encounter is gonna be like 99. Walking 2 steps, 99. Another 2 steps, 99. It's gonna be annoying. Right there too. Last encounter had to be a 99. Alright, let's do that. Fire planet next, I guess. That's easy. I own 0 GBA games. I actually do own a Game Boy Color game now. Not that I have a way of playing it. But yeah, Game Boy Advance, I don't own any of them. It's basically like PSP, DS, 3DS, pretty much all the consoles after the PS1 I own, but not GBA. Because I didn't really have an easy way of playing GBA games, like, natively. I mean, I have a GameCube, but I don't have the GameCube player, so I figured it was just easier to emulate it, in which case there was no point in really collecting for it. Well, I have all the Wii U Virtual Console RPGs that they had available, which isn't many, there's like 5, but that's about it. I picked them all up before they shut down the store. Of course, I have a lot of other Wii U Virtual Console games. The entire GBA library, that appeared on the shop for like 5 milliseconds before they shut down the store. Yeah, that's it. Well, technically. So technically, I own virtually a couple of GBA games. There's what, like Mega Man Battle Network 3 I picked up, the Fire Emblems, there's that, is it Onimusha, or is that one weird tactical RPG thing? Mario Golf, I think. No, is Mario Golf? No. Paper Mario, or not Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi was one of them. There wasn't many on the Wii Virtual Console, unfortunately. There's not many at all. Which kind of sucks, because handheld manuals especially are probably the hardest manuals out there to find. That's why I'm making sure to scan all my PSP and Nintendo DS manuals. Stuff like Game Boy Advance ones, good luck trying to find scans of those manuals, for the most part. So if I had a collection of those, I'd be able to scan those manuals at least. thing I definitely try to do is like I try to document as much as I can with my collection. Put it out there. Okay, I need to over here. Let's go around the base and make sure there's no gun data I missed like on the floors. So I know there can actually be some on the floors now. I know when I went through here I had my scanner out, so... There we go. It's probably old crap that's pretty pointless at this point, but hey. XP, alright, I got XP. XP leech. On the 30th impact, a large XP container is dropped. Yeah. Oops. By large, you probably like double the experience, which is basically nothing at this point. There's a flight area here. Forgot that there's a flying area inside of this base. Oh, another option thing. It's just gonna be one option that flies around you, probably. Yeah. It's basically the crappier version of the one we already found. I wonder what this one's going to be. Is this going to be like a 3-node spinning thing? Probably not. That was pointless. What's the point of that? Just have a flying area that goes to nothing. Thanks. I say, does that send me anywhere special? It just put me back at the entrance, yeah. Nothing. What's up? I was just hanging out at her post, middle of this base. Well, I was gonna say full of dead people, but I guess those corpses have all been cleared up by now. inside the base. Alright, so we haven't come back here since we had the boots and or the the wings. Alright, let's go to the left first, I guess. Area. There's a gun date over there. Anyways, that was just the worst area. Areas? No. Look like I should be able to float above that. Above to unlock that, which kind of defeats the point. Just have to go the long way around, go down and around, just like that. Yeah. Well, they kind of were before. Well, they need a lot of shots, so I had to use a lot of bombs to clear out a bunch of those guys, but especially since they were, like, really valuable experience-wise. Using the specific art style, look will age better than the ones in the newest high-level graphics. I mean, any games that go for a stylistic look, right? I mean, look at something like I find Mega Man Legend, for example, looking pretty damn good. Even though it's like a PS1 game because it went for that cel-shaded style. Yeah, games like Final Fantasy VII look like the pre-rendered stuff looks good still, but the actual characters look like complete crap, right? And that's why stuff like the SNES era and stuff still look fantastic, because they were all pixel graphics. So those definitely stood the test of time, but PS1 for the most part definitely aged a lot worse. This early 3D was rough. some, I mean, even the ones that went for like the quote-unquote real look, I mean, they obviously went for a stylistic look too. Didn't do like pure, you know, didn't do pure realism. I mean, Final Fantasy VIII is an example of a game that went for a realistic style, and that one definitely hasn't really stood the test of time all that well. You can't kill those stupid fireballs. No, but that's the thing. I mean, obviously you weren't getting photorealism, but they were trying to make it look as like realistic as possible. And the games that didn't do that, the games that went for a stylistic look, like Mega Man Legends, definitely aged significantly better. If I can make it to that platform or something. Probably not, because if I need one of these things to land on. Nope. I got, oh man, somehow made it onto the platform. Obviously, like in the PS2 eras, where like games start definitely getting closer to photorealistic, well, not really photorealistic, but at least like closer to, you know, what they probably wanted to pull off on the PS1 era. I think Metal Gear Solid 1 holds up because of the gameplay, not necessarily because of the graphics. Like, if you gave Metal Gear Solid 1 to a kid nowadays, they'd be like, holy crap, this looks like shit. You know what I mean? They wouldn't think it would look good, but... yeah, I mean, it was amazing for the time, but yeah. Definitely hard to have those hold up. Yeah, because of nostalgia. People aren't doing it because it was a great looking game. They're doing it because, you know, people that grew up with PS1 are like getting nostalgia nowadays, so just like, you know, 16-bit games were a thing for a long time because the nostalgia period for people who were growing up. Hey, not there. How's it going? This ship sucks in this area. Annoying dudes. Stupid fireballs, man. I forgot how much I hated this area. But I didn't have playing. And a barrier. Alright, so we got a barrier. This is... yeah, whenever you get those big ships, that's like the worst. There's no bonuses to having those big ships. It's just annoyance. Oh yeah, Metal Gear Solid were like top of the line when they came out. It's the fire planet. This is the bottom left. Bottom left cave. like, you know, some Metal Gear Solid games still look very good. Like, Metal Gear Solid 3 still looks great, even though it's, you know, on a non-HD console. So it still ages pretty well, but yeah, the original Metal Gear Solid games don't exactly look fantastic, but great gameplay, so... Alright, new area, let's go. Bet we'll never get a new Metal Gear Solid game again. Somehow, like, Kojima gets, like, the rights to Metal Gear, and he can make his own again. Doubt that's gonna happen. I'm sure if somebody threw him a huge wad of cash, he'd probably do it, but yeah. I'm sure he's pretty much, yeah, he's probably like finished the story and he's like, alright, that's it. Now he's concentrating on other game, Death Stranding, or whatever it is. I still need to play, I picked up a copy of the original one, I get to open it up. One day I need to play that game. Konami doesn't make new games anymore. Konami's good at like re-releasing their old IPs, the like remasters and stuff, but they're definitely not in a position to make new games. They might push the IP out to a different studio to make a new game, but they wouldn't personally do it themselves. So it's pretty much. And question is, are they willing to spend that kind of money to have it like another studio do it? I don't think they are. For Simulator 2027. You have the 2027 version of that? I've only got 2025. With a scratch and sniff card, a la Earthbound. Must be something down here, right? No? There's something. Yeah, there's one hiding underneath this thing. Sneaky. I see. Oh, that's just the switch. Or is there even a switch here? Like, you can't get to this side without having pressed the switch on the other side to be in there. I guess they're like some sort of soft lock protection, but still. It's very odd. I was like, this thing was guarding absolutely nothing. It's really weird. There's 0 point in having that. Good old quiet. Let's make a character that needs to have as much skin as possible, as you know, she breathes through her skin. Yeah, that's it. That's our excuse. We were originally a human that got put in undercover as in the army of the alien species that was basically all but trying to destroy the Earth. So we were trying to stop them from, you know, we're trying to get information from the inside, but now there's like some other weird stuff that's happening, and we're trying to find these planets that are somehow synchronized together in some weird alien form thing. I don't know, it's weird. But it's basically a JRPG with shmup random encounters. That's the main gimmick in this game. So anytime you have a random encounter, you're going up into a ship and doing a... well, that's where you get your experience and everything else. Level up. Spot support. You get different gun data, which allows you to customize your shooting system. So it's like 3 parts you can put together, combine it together to make like whatever you want. So I got like this rotating options thing, but I could have like a, you know, switch to this if I want to, or this, or whatever. It's like a lot of different ways you can shoot. And you have bullet types, so you have everything from like heat-seeking missiles, which are way too slow. You have a lot of different way you can shoot things. And then you get like a type of impact, which could do additional damage, give you extra XP. This one here just makes the encounters faster, because each kill counts as 2 kills. Nope. That's the random encounters. Every time I somehow like stop and get like beamed up, there's like a spot up there. Okay, no, it's just I thought there was like a land up there. Yeah, when that happens, that's a random encounter. Okay, switch back to the wrong thing. And you get whenever you get beamed up, you get a random ship. Oftentimes it's like a smaller ship like this, but sometimes you get like a really big ship, which are a lot harder to maneuver and dodge. Rotating options, please. It's the first time I've seen like a path that has like 3 different gun data. The Pokeball. Bomb steal. On the 30th impact, a bomb item is dropped. If I used bombs, this would be useful, but not often I use bombs. Well, the random ship. Think of it as the random ship being getting like a back attack or a preemptive strike. So if you get like a big ship, that's like getting a back attack on a JRPG. Right? If you get the small fast ship, that's like getting a preemptive strike. So I have there another... No, I'm going to. These on-foot segments are basically here just to get some hit points and bombs for the shmup segments. So all these things drop, they don't drop any experience. And of course, like puzzle-solving stuff. The Metroidvania aspect of the game, so you get all these abilities that you get over time that unlock new areas and whatnot. Every random encounter, you have like a certain number of enemies you have to kill in order to finish the random encounter. Most of the time it's a sane number. Every once in a while you get like 99, which is kind of annoying when you get those. There's no way of like escaping, of running away from those, so you pretty much have to kill everything. So if you have a shitty like setup for your ship, you're gonna have a rough time. At this point I've got like a pretty good setup on my ship, so I should be good. When you're fighting like the chapter bosses, those could be pretty rough because you have a long shmup segment followed by the boss, and if you die you have to go back to your last save point, which so you have to redo the entire long segment again, which is really annoying. Something hidden here. All that just to get this gun data. Hopefully this one's good. To the end. +5. +5 what? Superpower shot? Adds +5 damage to your current power. You know, at this point, considering we're like, whatever we level 60, let's say we're level 60, that would give us 65 attack instead of 60. That's not even 10% increase. Although it actually gives you options, though. Oh no, because, yeah, I'm still using options. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. I mean, it makes my shots a little smaller, but no. Some ones are just, like, bigger. I'm assuming it's the same shooting speed as this thing. It's basically this, but, like, a little bit bigger. Yeah, let's try it. Shortcut if you ever need to go back. Alright, so that area is basically done. There was no barrier there to go back to later, so it wasn't the pro, but that's, I mean, either way I'm going to be exploring the entire planet anyways. Really, they literally start us off and we die before I even realize what's happening because of these stupid balls. This area is the worst. Come on, I gotta get a game over here. What the hell? Like, this is... They gave me the fast ship on that one. The fast ship plus narrow corridor is a bad combination. Luckily we didn't lose too much progress because we're right here, but... It's a really bad combo there. Yeah, the two worst combos are like the big ships against like the mini boss types that have like a lot of shooting because you can't dodge any of the shots. And that combination. Very tight corridor with fast ship that you can't slow down. Yep. I love the shmups. So your random encounters are the shmup section and stuff. Which can be quite rough. Alright. Let's go down and back up. We're going the wrong way here, but we need to go up and then back down. This ship sucks here, but if this one gets hit, at least he turns into a small ship, so it's not as bad. Yeah, it's very it's very average. There's apparently like a DX version that's getting launched soon that fixes a lot of the issues with it, like the high encounter rate, the run speed, that kind of stuff. But the game itself overall is just it's okay, but nothing that I would like. It's probably one of those games I probably would have dropped by now if I was playing this on my own time, right? Because there's a lot of repetition, doing a lot of the same stuff. Yeah, there's not enough save points. That's another thing that they fixed. Some areas seem to have like too many save points, and other areas have like one save point for the entire planet. So you die anywhere, you're restarting, which sucks. Yeah, especially when you have the chapter bosses. The chapter bosses have like a big shmup section followed by the boss fight, and if you die to the boss, and you get by the time you finish that shmup section, you're low on health. You fight the boss, you die to the boss because it's the first time encountering the boss, so you don't know their pattern, and the boss goes faster than you can, so you can't even dodge them, and then you're dead, and you gotta redo the entire 10-minute shmup section to get back to the boss. Like, come on. Well, in the random encounters, yes. Random encounters, you definitely want a boss because it's only one enemy, so it's usually really fast. But in the chapter bosses, yeah, like that last one I fought was like a Gundam, and he was literally faster than my ship. So every time he like dashed towards me, I had no way of like getting out of his way. Like I tried to like maneuver around him, and he just like moved towards me, and I couldn't get away. So literally, like, every time he just runs into me. And with no way of healing, I mean, I guess I have ways of healing now. I have like things I can equip which will drop health every like X number of hits or whatever. But back then I didn't have that. So I was pretty much one of those. You just have to kill him fast enough before he kills you. And had to have enough health at the boss fight itself to survive, so it's a really rough boss fight. And of course you go back to these earlier areas that have really low level enemies, but of course you gotta fight everything. You have no way of like fleeing a battle or whatever. You have no way of lowering encounter rates, so you're basically just stuck doing every random encounter, which is kind of annoying. The only thing I have right now, I have an item equipped that every kill counts as 2 kills, which makes these low-level areas a little faster, because I have to kill half the number of enemies to finish it, but still have to fight them. Barrier here. Okay, so this was this fire planet, south. Start. Has these barriers. I'm assuming that's going to be the next thing that unlocks Metroid ability, whatever. Another thing that they're gonna fix with the DX1, I'm assuming, is the auto fire speed. So this is if I held down the A button, this is my auto fire speed, which you can see is a lot slower than the maximum auto fire speed, which is this. Which is really annoying. If I wasn't using turbo with my emulation right now, I would have to like mash the button constantly to get anywhere near that speed, which is a real pain in the ass, especially when you got a long shmup section. You can kind of mitigate that depending on the weapon used. There are some weapons that actually like constantly shoot at full speed all the time, but not often. Most weapons just have like a much slower speed than their actual maximum. I mean, it's not really needed. I mean, unless there's some stuff off the beaten path, you're not gonna need more than what they give you. Never felt, at least not yet, where I needed to reach somewhere and it was just like, man, I gotta be like absolutely just perfect with this. It would be nice if they put some stuff that was just like a little bit off to the side where you're supposed to go straight down, but if you go like down to the right, you'll get like a secret area. The fact that it's so short means that they can't really do that, which makes it a little easier. Think of checking those side areas. Weird item too, those girl wings. You think you get slime pregnant and it's like, nope. I grew these wings because I grew feelings for you. Rips them off, here you go. These are for you. What? kind of weird thing that I just witnessed. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he resigned himself to his fate. You know, he thought he was like, alright, I'm gonna be a dad. Better be a damn good dad. And then, surprise, he wasn't actually pregnant, even though everybody made you think what she was. This save point that's in the middle of nowhere. It's so weird. There's like nothing up here other than the save point. I really hate when they give you this fast shift in the tight areas. Like this is the regular speed, and this is like the B speed. So you hold down the speed boost. At least that was a nice straight narrow area, and like the one that's like twists. Fast one on that one sucks. We totally make that. Not gonna make this one. Oh god. Oh god. And I fall off the platform. It's another thing I hope they fix with the remake or whatever. Give you the ability of using multiple things at once. Like make it so you have the scanner out and shoot or something. I don't know if they're gonna do that, but... Yeah, probably not. It's really annoying having to constantly switch. It's like you're trying to scan something and like, alright, the enemy in front of me, you gotta switch over, and like, no, I don't want the damn gun, that thing does no damage. I want the kicking the hockey puck thing. Kind of annoying. Worst part is the only thing that the gun is used for at this point is basically for those statues, because most of those won't die to the See, that was the tightest space I had to jump across. This probe. We found a probe! Simon, this is it. Looks like it's linking to the first one. Great. I bet all this running around is good for your gut, for your glutes. You should try it. 2 planets in 1 day. This is a triathlon. You have 1 planet to go. Good luck. Gun data. are they so far forward there? They start being like near the back. Small ships. These ones sucking out the big ship. Front ones can like smack into you. Oh, my bubbles. This thing's taking twice as long to kill. Data. Ingest. Ship engines may malfunction. Releasing bombs. That sounds awful. Although, by malfunction, does that mean I actually stop in place? Let's try it just for the hell of it, but it's kind of a weird impact type. It's not really an impact type. The ship's engines may malfunction. It's just like a miscellaneous type. Try it at least once. Maybe. Yeah, if it just like randomly like sets off like an actual smart bomb, that actually wouldn't be too bad. Unless of course I'm literally like stuck and not able to move while it does that. Yeah, I literally can't move right now. It didn't set off any bombs. Maybe it actually like gives you a bomb. Yeah, it's malfunctioning a lot. Okay, yeah, that was not me bombing there. That was it bombing. But yeah, the no ability to move for a second, for a couple seconds, really bad. Yeah, I mean, I stopped moving a lot there during that battle, so it wasn't just an occasional thing where maybe you stop moving as often as it does a smart bomb. It was like one free smart bomb, and like I stopped moving like 4 times during that battle. Alright, so it looks like, yeah, there's nothing else here short of that barrier that we need to revisit. Wait, no. I want to go this way. There probably was a buried one here, but I think at this point it was pretty good at like using the scanner everywhere. The only place I haven't really done that was inside the bases. So definitely check all the bases for extra treasure. Fireballs. They're trying to dodge fireballs with this ship. A little too high, you hit the food. A little too low, you hit the fireball. missed this one. It was an easy one to get to. It's probably crap, but missing would be nice. Oh yeah, charge shot. I'm pretty sure I picked this up at one point, but I must have died and I forgot to go back. I don't know how long it takes to charge. Let's try the hell of it. This might be good against bosses if it you know, charges in less than the amount of time it takes you to fire 10 shots. I'm assuming this is the maximum level of purple. Not good with the options though, it's really hard to aim. I mean, if I hold down turbo, I still get turbo. But I can also like not hold down turbo and just go for the... So with the turbo thing, it's actually not too bad of a choice. I'll go back to +5. Planets down, one to go. Starbase in case I missed any gun data on the ground. This one's pretty small, so only like comm room in the office. sucks size-wise. Alright, let's go everywhere. Set to that orange one on the right first. Had the boots, so it's basically just the wings. And of course the barrier. Definitely some bridges that are like out. Do you remember that? Yeah, this one right here. Simple. Split function. Oh yeah. Sounds fun. You haven't missed much. Just a lot of shmupping. Pretty spit. Slowly but surely. What chapter I won? I think we're still on chapter 4, right? Yeah, I guess we're doing this probe thing in order to get the 5th planet, so that'll be chapter 5. I'm assuming we'll get the ability of going across those barriers. At least I've been noting where those barriers are in case we need them. Right, let's make sure there's nothing over here. Keep this out everywhere I go that's new. Same thing with double wave, super wave shot, energy patterns with superior range. Okay, it's basically the same thing as this, but this one had like low range. God, that's just like sends bullets everywhere. I gotta try it. This probably leads to the probe, considering it's all flying. Right. That's probe. Okay, the last one is activated and seems to be linked to the other two. Now, how do I read this thing? We're talking about a resonating pulse, so it'll be audio, so I can decode it from here. Are you picking up anything? Yes, but the signal is only strong enough to get a locale of one planet. Something's wrong. It has been removed from the star charts as a condemned world. Forbidden planet, not the forbidden planet. That's weird. So there's no way to ID the last planet? Unfortunately, no. But one is better than nothing. Maybe worse than nothing. There is no starbase there. We need to pull a favor then. How? Who do we have dirt on, besides Bloom? Well, there's Commander Zelly on the starbase too. But she wouldn't help. She hates us. She hates you. I'm her loyal servant, who executed Bloom, remember? Man, looking back, I almost wish I had. Don't say that. Balloon may be a screw, but at least he thinks he's doing what's right for the people. At least he's not a backstabber. Charming as ever. Anyway, I think Zelly is our best shot. And I'll have to stay here. Try not to tick her off. And I'm off to Starbase 2. It's a good thing at least when you land on these things, it like instantly charges up the thing. You don't have to wait for it to like slowly refill. Alright, so we went the right way. I need to go around the rest of the planet, see if there's any other like places I need to note, especially with that barrier. Okay, there's other areas like this that are... Okay, it's obviously a hidden one here. What's gonna be the difference between that one? Maybe it's the same thing, but not the ship's gun. Oh god, no. Ship's guns may malfunction releasing bombs. How about no? Now, if let's say like the bombs would go off as soon as your guns malfunction, then okay, that would actually be okay. The fact that those are events that'll happen like randomly, like totally separate from each other, means I can go a lot of times without guns. It would suck. So much for extra range. It has extra vertical range, but not extra like horizontal range. At least they tried it. Literally starts you in a position where you're going to slam against the wall. There's no way you can react to that. By the time the map starts, like, oh, we're dead. In fact, I don't think you can even move for the first, like, split second, so you're guaranteed to take damage there. Luckily it's not that bad, but sometimes it feels like they weren't tested very well. And that stuff where those guys like literally just hang out at the top of the ladder. Thanks. Health here, although I'm getting close to leveling up, so let's get decent XP at least. undercover. Already hit that one. Like, I was able to move like literally just a pixel, like I was inside the wall when I was able to move. I didn't move fast enough. Double check there was no like flying section in here. Nothing. Holding down the button, holding the down button down. I just barely escaped. It's like the timer, whatever. This one's kind of annoying. Nothing else in this area. Alright, guess we'll head south, west, and then south and do the long loop around. See if there's anything else over there. At this point, the only time we'll need to go back is to get those barriers, which I've already noted where they are, so... There doesn't seem to be anything else that requires the return. So I'm assuming the next chapter will be like the 5th planet, which is going to get us that ability of going through those barriers. And then the 6th chapter is going to be the 6th planet, and that's just going to be like kind of a final dungeon area. No new abilities to learn. Slide area. I'm assuming there's nothing left in these areas, but I want to make sure so I don't have to come back here again. Almost there. This area gives you a lot of save points. Some areas, like the fire area, gives you like no save points. It's almost like they remembered on the ice planet to put some in. This was a kill 99 one, isn't it? I think we have double kills here. Still takes forever when you have double kills on. Just not putting enemies like right on top of the stairs. That's so much in this. Where we got the probe, and this was not. We got the probe on the opposite side. Oh yeah, this is where we got the blank box. I remember getting something here, but I can't remember what. How like when I switch from the other ship to this ship, the options get like put on top of each other. And this is like the entire options thing. Revisited everywhere. There's no barriers on the ice planet I've seen. This is one like last area before we get back to the base, but we don't have to revisit this place at all. Fine with me. Level 69, nice. Guess we can't level up anymore. Simon coming back. Done exploring the planets. At least the ones that we have access to. Alright, now we gotta go back to the fire planet, I think. See whatever her Zeta or whatever her name is. Zelt. That's the only option they give us. No more exploring planets for now. No. Expecting it to do something. Zilly? No commander by that name here. Great. Commander Zelly? Nope. Commander Amber has always been the commander of Starbase 2, and I joined up. She got deposed. Sorry, can't help you. I'm new here. I don't know much of anybody. Slime, this is urgent. Come in. Go. Commander Zelly is gone. They've erased all record of her existence. Incredible. They're cleaning away every footprint. Pretty soon, you and I will be the only ones left who knows what's going on. Has she been transferred or killed? Who knows noticed while working on SB2 that they have a detention section. I'll check it out. Who's Ellie on this base? Are you Commander Amber? See you in my appointment book. Who are you? What can I do for you? I'm Recker, previously assigned here to Commander Zelly. You are human. Yes. Can you tell me where to find the commander? I'm afraid the only commander on this starbase is, and always has been, me. I served with her here. I spoke with her the other day in this very room. You must be mistaken. Many starbases look alike, and they rotate from time to time. You wouldn't be the first to walk into the wrong classroom, so to speak. Hey, Andrina. How's it going? I suppose so. How embarrassing for me. Paid no mind. Well, I have things to attend to. Yes, me too. Forgive the interruption. I'm going to go into the, I have to go crawl in the ducts again. Zelly? I'm trying to by that name here. Oh, maybe this is where... I was wondering where there's like that one spot where I had to like fly across and there was nothing on the other side, like no hidden anything. I'm like, why is this like this? That's probably where she's hanging out. Like, what is the point of this? Now I know why. Hey, Zelly. Alright, she's all tied up. Commander Zelly, is that you? Don't look at me, Earthman. I'll get you out of there. Found us. Quick, who did this to you? Hey, Trippy, coming just in time. Tyrannical Overlord turned on me. And you too much. I'll take care of the crew. Can you find your way out? Yes, but you mustn't let anyone escape. Not a single one, Recker. Count on it. He would get along with James T. Kirk, Commander Breaker. I was going for the alien babes. Just gotta use my gun. Use my other thing. The kicking thing work. It's so stupid. Yeah, a lot of the sound effects in this is kind of annoying. Luckily, it's going to be I'm assuming a fairly short game. I mean, I'm assuming we're heading towards the end of Chapter 5 now. Once we hit the other planet there. I'm assuming there's going to be one more chapter once we find the last planet. Hopefully that'll be it. There's no reason to revisit the other planets, except for getting one spot that had the barrier. And I've noted down where those are, so next time I go to those planets, for any reason, it's just gonna be straight beeline to those. Everything else is like fully explored at this point. Zelly. As if so, let's see if maybe his door is open now, maybe we can get in there. Okay. It wasn't open before, is it? It's trying to hit me with pollen. That white stuff is falling. Didn't expect a shoot up in this segment. Looks like his schedule's clear now. Recker, why did you come back? I mean, look at you. Attempting to sabotage the Overlord's bioweapon. He's been using all of us to search for it. Neither were 6 special planets, but I didn't know why he needed them. Well, Simon and I found one he's missing. It's a forgotten planet. No starbase there. Without one, we're helpless. You need me to transfer a station there. Can you do it without the Overlord finding out? Effortlessly. I can't say that. Effortlessly. There we go. Tongue twister. Starbase 5 will find new orders, placing it above the Forgotten Planet within a few hours. Its crew will follow commands upon your arrival. I'm gonna make it up to you. You already have, but Recker, do one thing more, yes? You got the man at the top. Will you be safe here? Yes, it'll take a while for High Command to catch on. Congratulations, Mr. Recker. You just hijacked a Krill starbase. Looks like you have an incoming transmission in the comm room. It here. This is Recker. I found her a stray sheep. Where is she? I'll tell you in person. Get to Starbase 4 on the double. You make a lovely couple. I wish you both a safe voyage. I mean, it could be a threesome. I need another pair of girl wings. Planets. Located Scarlet. The reason my surface scans couldn't pick her up before is because she's underground. We're underground. It's like a temple of some sort, beneath the ruins. She must have the antivirus. Why else would she hide there? When Bloon arrived to steal the virus, she must have run off with it. It means Bloon killed Professor Zart to get it. Makes sense. I've moved a Krill fighter to the launch bay, and loaded the coordinates into the nav computer. Mount the ship into the temple, and make your way to the central chamber and grab Scarlet. But make sure you save your progress before launching. The final boss area. I'll be back in no time. Alright, so since we're going to the boss of the area, let's switch this one to the cannon. Switch this one here to +5, I guess is fine. And this one here to the health. Super vampire. Mission. The button. This is what the auto fire speed should be on every weapon. I don't know why this is the only one that's like this. You don't even have to hold down the button. You literally just like point your gun and it just keeps firing. I'm holding no buttons right now. It's great. Good thing we can hear the music through this shooting. This vampire thing is my health kind of high, luckily. These sections are kind of awful, especially since your ship is constantly moving forward, so having these sections where you have to kind of like go up or down in these little tiny narrow things while you're going forward is not easy to do. look at. Barely. Okay, that just spawned out of nowhere, and it's fair. Time question mark? Oh. It's actually the perfect weapon for this area. If I can, like, aim it fast enough. Heat-seeking thing might have actually been better here, but... Each of these takes a hit, so when I get that super vampire... Oh, come on! No! Ah, my thumb is getting sore. Alright, I'm gonna try the heat-seeking thing. I think that'd be a lot easier on that last boss section. Just trying to, like, constantly, like, move the thing better, or even just, like, a... Technically, even this would be good because it would hit a lot of area. Even something like this, but I think this is too slow. It'd be better just go with this. Definitely keep the healing thing though. It's gonna be good for the first couple areas. The biggest downside of that directional thing is you have to move in that direction to have it set. And I was trying to do that, I accidentally whacked against the wall and killed myself. The only outside of it is it's like one of those fire, like, just aim it and then it just keeps shooting by itself weapons, so it's easier than the thumb for sure, but having to constantly maneuver it there during that boss fight is kind of rough. You know, it was basically the perfect weapon for that fight, considering I could, like, aim it, but... I think that these rotating ones are probably not the best in this area because it is so tight. It'll be good against the boss. So. Yeah, that would be nice. those two are gonna snipe me. Healing's really good too, because the boss doesn't need, you don't need to do any damage to the boss. One hit on each of those segments is going to take it out, so... I'm assuming that was the boss, actually. I'm hoping that was the boss. Yeah, sorry, these guns do a lot of annoying sounds, so... It's constant since it's, you know, big area, so... I got my headphones turned down too. Hopefully they add, like, volume controls in the remaster there. So you can, like, lower the volume of this stuff. It's get a lot easier. Much easier. That's where there's like a laser weapon that I didn't want to use. That one is even more annoying to sound. I was using that, like, that orange orb thing for a while. That one is one of the less annoying sounds. Of course, now we got this, like, +5 damage one where it's like, alright, well, might as well use this. Easier than last time. Hardest boss yet. I think we can get a level for that. It's that little tiny thing I'm gonna... Must have been her. It made visual... It was like 1 pixel. Made visual contact. Pick her up. It's so tiny. A close one. Thank goodness I got my note about hiding in the ruins. Where you got my note? Note? I left you a note on the table. Note written in English. The note only you could read. Wow, you're a total brain case. What matters is that you have the antivirus, right? Yes, take it. Got the antivirus. It's your problem now. Chapter. I can hear. My ears aren't bleeding. Hooray! Back to the bubbles. Okay, now that we actually have the antivirus, we can keep Tyranny on a short leash. We know Earth has a virus to destroy the weapon. Falls the Krill. And if Earth gets the bioweapon, then we still have me. So for the time being, the playfield is level. One thing we don't know is why both Tyranny and the Tyrannical Overlord need 6 planets worth of alien matter to form the weapon. When would one do the job? All the matter must be linked together for a reason. Found out soon enough. Commander Zelly sends a greeting. Starbase 5 has taken position over the Forgotten Planet. Let's head out. Alright, Chapter 5, let's go! Right, before we start the chapter though, good time to take a quick break, so let me pause here for a minute. And I shall be back in a few minutes, so right back in a bit.